talk about credit. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. First of all, if you've been here before. If you're new here, shout out to you for joining. In the last video, I kind of gave y'all like a history on my personal credit. I let y'all love my business. Cause why not? Why not let y'all know how I fix my score so I can get to the 700 club. And if you missed that video, go ahead and watch that one and then come back to this one. Okay, thank you. With this video, I'm gonna let y'all know everything that y'all need to know about credit. Just, I don't want to get too into detail because too much is too much. However, I will let you know the important things that you need to know. I'm gonna reference the last video just so y'all can know like my basic definition of credit. I'm also gonna have the dictionary definition of what credit is as well. So here's this. First, I'm gonna give y'all the definition of credit. I'm gonna actually put it right here so y'all can get like the dictionary definition, but also I'm gonna tell you my straightforward definition for credit. Credit is basically, if we give you this money, can you pay it back? How well do you pay it back? Can you pay it back on time? And should we trust you again? That's basically what it means. What is the purpose of credit? The purpose of credit is so you can buy things that you can't really afford in cash. Saving your money is one thing. However, what happens when you need to get a new car that's $5,000 and you're short $5,000? What do you do then? What do you do when you have enough money in your checkings but not enough in your savings and you need just, you know, a little bit of extra help? Or if you want to go ahead and buy a house but you ain't got $200,000 just to kind of, you know, throw away. This is where credit comes in. Credit allows you the affordability and the flexibility of buying things that you need, necessities, I would say necessities, or wants or needs, and you don't have to pay 100% of that money off top. A couple of different things that you can use with credit. You can get personal loans, you can get auto loans, just like cars, home loans. There's different kind of ways that you can use credit to not have to pay things up front. You'll fall under one of 5 different categories. So the first one would be 300 to 579, which would be poor. 580 to 669 will be, it's fair. 670 to 739, that's pretty good. 740 to 799, it's very good. 800 to 850, you're an overachiever, which we all strive for, myself included. Everybody strives to have like perfect, you know, perfect credit. However, there are different levels that still will allow you the affordability to get certain things just based off of credit. So you always want to strive at least for a 670. With a 580, you could still get some things. For one, if you need to get a home loan, the required home loan credit score would be a 580. You have like an FHA loan and you also have a conventional loan. So it just depends on what kind of loan that you need to have in order to, you know, kind of get what you want. Now I'm also reading right here, it says on Experian.com that 40% of consumers have FICO scores, which would be credit scores, lower than 700. So that's nearly half of the population that's under 700. So if you're under 700, don't feel bad. Just, you know, we gotta work to get to where we need to be, which that's fine. Don't feel bad. Now that we know the different levels of credit score, we know the actual definition of a credit score. What are the different things that affect credit? A few things would be how long you've had the credit, so the length of time. Also the history of your credit, so were you paying things on time? Did you miss any couple payments? Mixture of your credit, so do you have like an auto loan? Do you have a credit card? Do you have like a personal loan? Like what are the types of credits that you actually have? The credit utilization, like how much credit are you using? So are you kind of like maxing out on your credit, or you just need just enough to, I wouldn't say to get by on, but you don't need it to live from your day to day, if that makes sense. I'll also expound on that for a second. So if you're using credit for every single thing, you're basically living like paycheck to paycheck. It's not a good thing. We are all trying to figure out how we can make more money in this economy, and we're trying to figure out how we can cut down on bills and save more money, you know, just kind of like get ahead in life. But one thing about credit, they do look at how you're spending your credit or how you're utilizing your credit, and they just want to make sure that you can actually pay back what you have. And if you're getting more, do you have more to actually contribute to what it is that you're asking for? And last thing would be inquiries on your credit report. When it comes to your credit report, you actually can get a free credit report done like from your bank. There's websites like freecreditreport.com. You remember that Calvin music? He was like freecreditreport.com. Yeah, that one. You can also go to like Experian, TransUnion. I always forget the last one. I don't know why. But yes, you can always get on these websites and they'll also give you a credit report, and they'll let you know also what your credit score is. Every year you do get a free credit report. Go to like your bank, or you have to go to one of your, you know, one of the credit bureaus. I'm gonna talk about the credit report. When it comes to your credit report, you might feel like, I know for certain that my credit is poor and I ain't even got to look at it to know. Mistake. Once you start getting serious about getting, you know, getting your credit together, you want to keep up with it. You want to make sure that whatever is on your report, if there's a mistake or if there's something that can be taken off, or say if you got your credit ran before and you got multiple inquiries, they might be about due to be coming off. So with that coming off and, you know, fixing mistakes and things being paid off, side note, pay your bills. Pay your bills. There are certain people that can, I guess, help you get things off your credit report. I don't really know how they do it, so please don't ask me. I'm not a credit expert. I can just tell you what I know. I don't know how they do it. But one thing I did personally, I just paid them people. I just paid them people because I ain't had time. Also, what you could do is just call up such and such, say, hey, I saw that my account was delinquent and it went to, you know, the credit debtors. Credit debtors or debtors? Debtors. The B be getting me sometimes. Credit debtors. Credit debtors. Like how that sound. The people that held your debt. I'll put it that way. The people that held your debt, call them and tell them, hey, I just want to see how we can get this resolved. Pay them people. Unless you know somebody who can fix it for you, which is not me. So you have to get like a certified creditor expert. Make sure you're keeping up with your credit report. Make sure you know, but just have like a general idea of where you are. That way, if you do go and you need, let's say, a car, at least you'll know, like, if I'm at like a 300, I know to be expecting a very low credit score, and I'm not going there like, oh, I have a 420. I have a 350. Because I remember when my credit score was low. Oh, I knew it was low. I didn't expect more. I just knew. Anytime you see a mistake on your credit report, if you feel like something's wrong, you can always dispute it. When you dispute anything that's on your report, the information gets sent to whoever is holding on to your, you know, your account, and they'll be able to look at it. They'll be able to decide, okay, is this correct? Is it incorrect? Is it time for it to come off? Most, I can't say, you know, for certain for everything, but there are different things that can fall off within a year, 2 years, 3, medical bills or bank accounts that, you know, were sent to collections, evictions, or even like bankruptcy. All of that would be put on there. However, after a certain period of time, it will come off, it will fall off. So if you have to do any of these things for any reason, or repossession of your car, it's not, you know, don't fret. Don't fret. There are still things that you can do. It might just be a little bit tougher, but at least you know, like, if it's on there, I know what to expect in the meantime, so I can start preparing for, you know, when you back on the up and up. Like, things ain't gonna last forever, okay? Just, you gotta be patient sometimes. Now that we know the things that affect our credit, how do we build up our credit? So if we got a low score, let's say in my case, when I was down in the dumps, I was like less than a 580. What can you do to build it back up your credit? One thing that helps would be credit cards. So you can get like a secured credit card. Just make sure you get your credit card, pay it off on time. I'll go more into this on another video because I don't want this video to be too long, but make sure you're paying it off on time. All of it. Not the minimum. All of it. Not a percentage. Not say no, oh, I forgot. No, there ain't no forgetting. There ain't no forgetting. Like, when you're trying to build back up, put alert. Like, I got so many notes in my phone. I have so many things on my calendar, and I still forget. Like, I still be forgetting. But make sure you paying these things off, because you don't want to keep collecting interest on these things. So pay off your credit cards. You can get one. Your balance may be low. Like some credit cards, I think when I got mine's, I guess, reactivated, my limit was only 300, but that's all I needed. Why? Because the first time I messed up, I messed my credit up. If you want to know more about that, it's in the last video too. And not only just secured cards, you can also get auto loans, or you can get personal loans. I would suggest getting like smaller personal loans and just make sure you pay that off over time. With personal loans, with all of these, you know, anytime you get a credit card, personal loan, auto loan, home loan, your credit will be ran. Now, whether or not there'll be soft inquiries or hard inquiries, that will make a difference, and I'll talk about that probably in the next video too. But just to give kind of like a synopsis, so soft inquiry typically happens when you're, you know, just kind of like getting pre-qualified for something, and you just want to know what your credit score is. So typically soft inquiries, they usually do not, you know, affect your credit in any kind of way. Or if you're planning to move into an apartment, something like that, and you just need to know what your credit score is. Typically hard inquiries, they affect your credit score maybe a couple of points, but it's nothing, you know, nothing too bad. But you do not want to keep getting hard inquiries on your credit score, because it will definitely lower your score. And then also when you're looking at the different credit ranges, you can quickly go from good to fair really quick if you're not careful. So do not keep running your credit. Another thing you can do, dispute. Like I said before, dispute Anything that you feel is wrong on your credit report, that's why you got to check. Dispute anything that you feel like is wrong. Anything that's closed accounts, people that are looking to give you loans, they're going to look at that like, okay, how many accounts has been closed, how many has been open, how many times have you ran your credit. So all of these things are adding up, and they're looking at you like, okay, are they a liability, or can we trust her or him, whatever. Keep your credit Keep your credit utilization down. The less amount of credit that you use, like I said before, if you're using all of your credit, if you only make $4,000 a month and you have a debt to income ratio of 70% of it, yeah, they're gonna look at you like, no, we can't trust you, because you are one paycheck, one bill, one sick day away from not being able to pay this loan back. So make sure you're keeping your utilization down as much as possible. And the last thing I want to say is stop opening up lines of credit. So if you have one credit card, if you have two credit cards, you don't need a third. What you need a third for? Stop, if you have one car, you don't need to get two more cars. All of this is kind of like adding, more into your credit being lowered, your debt to income being lowered, or rather I should say raised. Depends on how you want to look at it. But yes, that is also, lines of credit is another thing they're going to be looking at you for, especially if it's new lines of credit. So if you just got a car and you need a personal loan now, they're going to look at you like, okay, well, you just got a car. So it looks like you buying everything on credit. So it looks like we can't trust you. So probably not. Check back in when you pay the car off, or at least, get a substantial amount of that car paid down. That's pretty much everything that they're going to be looking at. Okay, so I want to back up for just a second. I want to go back to heart inquiries. So heart inquiries, they usually stay on your credit for about maybe 2 years, and then bankruptcy, which I kind of like mentioned before. It depends on what kind of bankruptcy you did have. So that can be anywhere from like 3 to about 10 years. So definitely check with before you do anything about bankruptcies, check with a financial advisor or somebody that's a professional on it. That way you're not, doing the wrong thing. And also you're not choosing the wrong option as well, because choosing the wrong thing can mess you up for the long term. Know what you're doing before you do it. Also, late payments, like I said before in my last video, I was forgetting about things, specifically with the credit card, and I'll talk about that in another video about like actual credit cards. So with credit cards, I missed like some payments. Don't do what I did, but I missed some payments because I was trying to figure out how to use credit cards. I think I'm still seeing those from years ago. So don't do what I did. Make sure you pay those bills on time. And like I said, I'm gonna talk about credit cards at another time, but I do not want this video to go too long. I'm gonna wrap this video up right here because I don't want to talk too much about other things. Appreciate you guys for watching. If you missed my last video about my history on my credit and my journey through credit, you can go to the last video. Just go to that last video and you can just watch it. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna keep these going because, like I said before, I am a licensed real estate agent. So my job is to help other people get their life on track so they can, be able to purchase different things in the future. Or maybe not even purchasing. Maybe you want to find an apartment. I can help you do that. If you're looking for a commercial space, if you're looking to buy a building, or if you're looking to lease a building, I could do that. If you're looking to buy a home, I could do that too. So, and I'm gonna do some more real estate videos too. Just bear with me. Appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next. All right.